Today, we are joined by someone who has been exciting audiences for decades. She is one of the most renowned singers in the hard rock and heavy metal genre. She really needs no introduction. She's the one, she's the only, Lita Ford. She's here with us today. She's performing in Newton, North Carolina on April 10th in just a few days. Lita, how are you doing today?
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful introduction. Getting excited to play the Newton Theater.
Yeah, for sure. You got a tour coming up that has so many dates. You're going all across the country, including us here on April 10th. The tour is just a few days out. I know you performed in Indiana, I believe, a few days ago. So
Yeah.
what are the vibes like ahead of the tour right now?
Oh, amazing. Just phenomenal. The show in Indiana was amazing. And, you come out of there and you just feel so happy with the show and the fans and everything. So I know it's going to be a great show at the Newton Theater in North Carolina. Really love it. So
Yeah, yeah, we
excited. Whole
can't.
bunch of shows coming up this year, and hopefully a new record. I'm hoping first week of September. I never like to count my chickens before they hatch, but I think this time we're really going to get this record out. So I'm excited. It's going to be a great year. What's your
Awesome. Awesome. Can't wait to talk about that with you in a little bit. But I do know after your show in Newton, you do have a really cool thing you're playing on. You're playing on the Monsters of Rock cruise. Is that
Oh
correct?
yeah, yeah.
Are you excited for that? Have you played on any cruises before? And if so, what's the energy like on those things?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're all different. They're all a little bit different. They're always a lot of fun. Bring your Dramamine and try to stay outside. We always end up going outside up on the top deck or just to get a bit of sunshine and stuff like that. They're really gorgeous. Love it. Fans are great. You know, so long as they don't get too drunk and sunburned, everything's fine.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine it's all about
Haven't
keeping
you
the
been on
vibes
a
good.
cruise? You never been?
I've been on a cruise. I've never been on the Monsters of Rock cruise. I mean, that
Oh,
would be a whole other uh,
oh yeah.
thing to experience.
It's badass. It's badass. Lots of great musicians, lots of great bands. I know they've got like 40 something bands on this cruise. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome time, especially since you're there performing.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it just goes to show kind of the complexity of this tour, right? You're playing in little kind of backwoods place like Newton, then you're going on this Monsters of Rock tour.
Yeah.
I know you're not in charge of setting the tour dates or anything like that behind the scenes, but what are there any kind of differing vibes or energy that you get when you play in a small town like Newton versus a big place like Los Angeles or heck, even Charlotte, North Carolina?
Yeah. I mean, what I always, I'm very hands-on with where we play. And sometimes, you just gotta not do the show because it's a little too backwards. But we've played the Newton Theater before, and North Carolina is such a gorgeous, gorgeous place. I always love coming into North Carolina, and since the Runaways days, and in 1976 when we first started, we've played some pretty off the wall places, and so there really isn't too much that I can't handle or that we can't handle as a band. If it's got a low ceiling or there's not a it's not a large venue, doesn't have a large capacity, I don't really care. It's all a challenge, and so long as we can get in there and rock the place and give the fans a good time, it really doesn't matter to me. Everything else is cosmetic, so to speak.
Yeah, it's well said. You're a performer. You're going to put on the same show to 500 people that you would to 50,000 people, right?
Yeah, well,
So,
yeah, exactly.
so it's great to hear that, and I'm sure people in Newton who are coming to hear you love hearing that.
Yeah.
So
So,
when you've put laid down a career, you mentioned the Runaways, you mentioned some of the other music you've put out over the years. You have such an enormous catalog of music that you've created over your career. When you're putting together a set list for a tour like this year in 2026, so what's kind of the mindset behind what kind of songs you want to bring to the people?
well, I try to put together a set list that doesn't let you get bored anywhere during the show. So if I find that there's a place in the show where the fans start looking around the room, like it's like, okay, I'm losing them. So I have to up the game a little bit, musically. But we'll switch it around so there are no places in our set that allow you to get bored, which is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. And you've had some of your band members that have been on tour for you for quite a while. I know the band is Lita Ford, right? You're the one everyone's coming to see, but any particular shout outs or any mentions you want to give to the drummer, the other guitarist, or the bassist on your band?
Yeah, of course. I mean, my name is on the marquee, but I can't do it all alone. I got to have a great team with me, and I do. My crew, my band, Bobby Rock on the drums, um, Patrick Kennison on guitar, and Martin Anderson. So all good, but I mean the guys are badass, and we're looking forward to the show. High energy, great musicians. We're a good team. Like I said,
Awesome.
I do it all by myself.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Can't wait to see you and all the guys. Hopefully you're there with your BC Rich guitar, something you've been
Oh yeah,
synonymous with for decades.
nobody's home without them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you mentioned you have a new album in the works. You're hoping to drop it in September. Obviously, that's not set in stone. There's a lot of red tape you probably got to get behind. But what are your vibe? What are you hoping for this new album? What's good? What's great about it?
Well, I mean, it's hard to talk about it because it's premature, but there's lots of great guitar riffs. It is a visual record, so when you hear the songs, your imagination kind of goes wild, and it's just kind of a cool, dark fairy tale sort of a record uh, on a PG-13 level, you know. But you'll see as soon as you hear it, you'll go, "Oh yeah, I know what she's talking about here." Lots of good riffs. I got a great song I did with Doro Pesh. Are you familiar with Doro?
Yeah, of course. I've got hair like this. You know all the people that
Yeah.
like you
You've got
and
Iron
Doro.
Maiden on your wall back there. I got to think you know who Doro is.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Cool. So this is your first album in about a decade, if it does come out. What was the process behind wanting to release an album after it's been quite a while since you've been in the studio?
Yeah. I had a lot to say, you know? So, working with Gary Hoey on producing the record and Jean Beauvoir. Jean Beauvoir did one song which is incredible off the charts. And I mean, they just tell a story. It's better than writing a book. Put it all down in rock and roll.
Awesome. So the first part of your career, you rose to such high fame and high like critical success and commercial success, right? And then you took a little break, if I'm not mistaken, to raise your children. And then you returned in the late 2000s, early 2010s. So I'm wondering what are some of the high points or some of the major differences between that first part of your career and where you are now in this new stint where you're not raising your children anymore?
Uh, it's different. I mean, you mean what do you mean? The first part of my career, I was in the Runaways. Is that what you're talking about? The punk scene. It was the punk era. Growing up with the Ramones and the Sex Pistols, and I mean, it's completely different era now. In 2026, the whole world is different. So it's I'm lucky to still be here and still be rocking. I'm grateful to have come full circle in the music industry today. You know, healthy, happy, rocking. So it's like you don't get much better than that. Still rocking out, still traveling. It's what we do. It's what we love. It's what we're good at.
Yeah, for sure. There's some people like yourself who seems like they were put on this earth to entertain audiences and
Yeah.
uh, create music that everyone loves. Awesome.
Yeah, like
So
Ozzy. I mean, Ozzy was um, at his best when he was on stage. I mean, you can sit in a room and try to have a conversation with Ozzy, but I think, you're better off just sitting back and letting him do what he does best, and that was perform and sing and be a front man. And some people are just, that's their safe haven is when they're on stage. It's where, you just are your best. And that's how I feel. I would rather be on stage. And just, it makes me feel like no one can touch you when you're on stage. No one's gonna, get in your face and try and talk to you or anything. It's like, okay, this is my time. And it feels good, so long as I got a guitar in my hands, it's all good.
yeah, for sure. And there's kind of this euphoric relationship like between the performer and the audience where like we're all there like leaning onto every word you're saying or every note of your guitar you're playing, you know. So
Yeah.
it's just the atmosphere of a concert is, I think, like nothing else in this world.
Yeah.
It's just such a
Oh,
great feeling.
are you coming to Newton? The Newton
I
Theater?
I hope to be there, yes, on April 10th in a couple days. So yeah, we'll definitely try to get out there.
Nice.
Awesome. And obviously I'm down here in Charlotte with WCNC Charlotte and you're up there in Newton, which is just or not there now, but you're going to be there. And it's just a short drive up from us in Charlotte, but obviously everyone in the Carolinas is are such big headbangers and such fans of anything heavy, right? And you've been here a time or two. I'm curious, any great memories, any fond memories of touring in North Carolina or visiting it over the years? Anything that particularly stands out in your mind?
Uh, just how beautiful it is there. The scenery is gorgeous. And my buddy Dee Snyder lives there. He lives outside of Asheville, I believe. So, I mean, it's just a beautiful place. He bought property there. It's so beautiful. He had to buy a bunch of land there. And so I get it, you know.
Yeah, a little different than your type of nature over there in Arizona, but
Mm.
they both have their own types of beauty to them, right?
Oh yeah, completely different than Arizona. I don't know any place like Arizona. It's
Awesome.
pretty hardcore here.
Awesome. Well, Lita, I think that's just about all I had to ask you today about your
Thank you.
upcoming show and your tour. But did you have anything else you wanted to promote or give a shout out to or mention before we go for the day?
No, we just want to tell everybody to come down and see our show at the Newton Theater. And what's the date? Oh, so tomorrow,
April
the
10th.
10th. The 10th. So we'll be there on the 10th, and I believe it's a Friday. Is it Friday
I
night?
think so, yeah. Days don't make sense in my head, but I'm pretty sure it's Friday.
I know. But it's going to be a great show, and you guys, I promise you will have a great time. So please come down and see us on April the 10th at the Newton Theater. We're gonna rock
Awesome.
it. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
you heard
fun.
it. Lita Ford and her band, they're gonna rock Newton.
Yeah.
And if you don't, for some reason you don't get to see them on April 10th, or for some reason you're watching this from some other part of the country, make sure to check her out. Maybe go on that cruise she's going to be on in a couple days.
Yeah.
So,
Come with us.
Lita, thanks so much for talking with us today, and have a rocking rest of your day.
All right. See you soon.